All right. So what we have to do is, the Divorce in Black, Tyler Perry's new movie. It had broke records for the single movie that has come on Rotten Tomato, which is a movie reviews website, with 0%, meaning no critic liked it. So I feel
Wait,
like
is that true?
that's very true. Let me pull it up while we're sitting here talking. 0%. No one liked it. I'm like, before we even get started talking about the movie, what are your thoughts when I tell you that, if you didn't know that already?
I'm actually surprised by that. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a good movie. I mean, really, it was a good movie. Now, is it similar to previous movies? Maybe storylines, Black family struggle, but I'm surprised by that. Well, I mean, what were the reviews? That's interesting.
I don't know, and we don't got time to read them, but we're gonna go with our review. So, I don't understand the 0% because there's way worse movies out there by a long shot,
Yeah,
and at least it's
absolutely way worse.
At least it's decent acting. At least it's shot well, cinematography, locations. It's shot like a Hollywood movie.
I mean, I think I've even heard somebody said it might as well have been on Tubi. I disagree with that.
Yeah, it didn't.
No.
It's bigger than Tubi. It wasn't filmed like a Tubi
quality
movie.
Was good. It definitely was not given Tubi. I thought Megan Good and gosh, what's the guy's name? Tia Mowry's ex-husband.
I don't know his name. Let's get his name because I want to respect him enough. Let's see. But yeah, them and the supporting cast, I think they did good. Did it seem like a period movie, like a period piece to you? Like, it felt like a 70s movie or something. I don't know. Maybe it was his afro.
Well, it's because he was
doing some 70s. Ike Turner. Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne.
It sounded like he was auditioning for a role in the What's Love Got to Do with It?
I'm telling you. And that's Corey Hardrick.
Corey Hardrick, that's right.
Corey Hardrick, which I just found out I follow him, which is cool. All right, so let's talk about it then. I could go first or you could go first, but I'd like to get some pros and some cons. What do you like about it? What do you feel could have been? What do you understand when people do say, when you read on Black Twitter that like some people having problems the first 8 minutes and stuff like that, or just the first 8 minutes is wild?
Oh God, the beginning of the movie, my God, today. I don't want to spoil it, I guess, for people, but
this is a spoiler-free conversation. We're going to talk about this movie.
I mean,
so if you haven't watched this, you need to go watch it and come back here. But let's talk about it.
You're having a funeral, or some may say celebration of life, as some would prefer it to be. I've never in my life seen anything like it. To remove a body from a casket and carry it on out of there. This is not. I'm actually happened in real life.
Yeah, I'm actually upset a little bit about that. That Tyler Perry
gave people some ideas.
Are exploiting his own people.
You know how people are.
Like that's something we do. Like, mind you, if I saw this on like that happened in real life on Twitter or something, I'd be like, oh my God. But to me, there is some integrity for someone like Tyler Perry to say like, yeah, I think he's playing on like Black people worst scenarios to where he's giving the other races an outlook on how we act. And I'm like, bro, ain't nobody ever did nothing like that.
I disagree because I can totally see that happening. Because some people,
have you seen it happen before?
I haven't heard of it happening, but it doesn't mean it hasn't happened and we're unaware of it, because my thought is that, God. I mean, seriously, some people are so ignorant and in their own way, in their stupid thinking, that they might do something like that.
Grab a body?
I mean, really, because, what is the word? They are so prideful that they would really say, I don't want this from you. you're not going to be able to say you did this for me.
Right, because they try to say they helped them bury the
to the
family.
point that they would allow and do something so vile because they don't want somebody to say they did something for them. So I can see that happening. I can see families, not even just black families, arguing and doing something so ignorant to the point of removing a body from a casket.
I can see them removing the casket and everything. To say grab the body up out of there mid funeral, is wild. Leave the damn casket.
Yeah,
I'm like, whoa.
I'm not gonna lie, I have never heard of that happening. However, I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen because some people are really completely foolish.
Now, I did talk to my sister in regards to this, and she said she didn't see or she didn't like Megan Good casted as the wife. Did you feel like Megan Good was either one over, like what are your thoughts on Megan Good being cast as the wife here?
I loved Megan Good for this role.
From her personal life, or just she's just a...
So, because her role involved her being a preacher's daughter, I thought that
that's close. That's close to her real life.
Thought that it helped. She's very beautiful, first of all. She has a very soft, innocent look. Okay.
I can see that. Pretty. I can see that. You need that soft, innocent look to overcome.
Yes, and so she's the wife of a guy who would have the characteristics of a more rough life. And so you need someone who's very pretty and soft and glowy to balance out the role that Corey Hardwick played. So who else could have played that? I'm sure there's other options, yes. But I thought it was a good role for her.
So like someone like Viola Davis, you wouldn't have, who Viola Davis don't get cast for the pretty roles, but she get cast for those good acting roles.
She gets cast for roles that need to display strength and dignity and pride. Now, I could say that maybe Megan Good is a little bit too beautiful.
Yes, I think that's what my sister's leaning on. She's like, maybe she's a little too, how you gonna deal with this for what?
Because, I don't know.
They could have played her backstory a little more. Like maybe she was a pageantry girl who was just had some type of emotion that the young dude played on early on, that Corey Hardwick's character played on, that kept her around for all that. Or maybe she's a preacher daughter she's put away.
But that's traditionally you'll hear stories of people say that a pastor's daughter, they're the ones that tend to be a little bit more
out there.
And so, because I was even thinking she had on some, very cute but yet sexy attire in the movie. But then maybe that's who she in this traumatic relationship tried to be a part of just trying to get her husband to want her. I don't know, but
I do agree that
great. I mean, I
do agree that you needed
amazing.
She looked great.
I can't really see that being believable had they not had someone that's pretty. Because really, what guy would have been entertained?
I could see her trying to find someone that's timid, that is not frail, but not as that a person who look like they can hide abuse. And I think Megan Good's body structure, the way she carries herself as an actress, I believe she could sell that. Like, I'm here for love, and I can sell pain. I can hide pain. So I think she did good in that sense. But yeah, you're right. I think she's more. It's like Halle Berry has done this many times, where she could play the sex appeal role, but also switch it off and give you a monster's ball and play like
I think it was
role.
Needed, because you're not gonna. How can this role be believable if they got a more edgy woman that's a little bit more rough around the edges? Those type of women may not. While they would endure something like that, I'm not saying any look could endure something like that. It's not a look to abuse or anything like that. But what I mean is, would it be more believable in a maybe more edgy woman or someone who's not as soft in appearance? So I think they did a good job. And I also think it was, come on, Tyler Perry is definitely trying to support the actors and actresses that are already out there. So I think, yes, a lot of us do appreciate when they have new faces on screen. But these people still need to get paid. So
should Monique have played the mother?
I would have appreciated that.
I think she could have really sold it.
She could have, yeah, she would have definitely. They were very similar in features and personalities.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was Tyler just like saying
we need a Monique type,
because him and maybe Monique don't have this relationship that's been, talked about and online. So I think he was trying to really get as close to a Monique lookalike as he could without having to deal with Monique. So, but yes, I would have appreciated Monique. But I also thought this lady, who, forgive me, I don't know her name. I've never seen her before besides this movie, but she did a fantastic job. Definitely channel Monique.
Yeah, I think
through and through.
Tyler Perry for this movie, he didn't get no dark-skinned men. Okay, I know he's known for grabbing some play. He's known for having dark-skinned men play the evil character.
Why do you think that? Now, see, you just have to. Now, I do not believe that.
In Tyler Perry's history, in his early movies, the dark-skinned man always played the evil guy.
That's not true.
It's just what it's been.
That's not true.
I mean, we can pull it up.
I think that, and most black men do not want to support Tyler Perry or appreciate his movies. You guys, for whatever reason, feel attacked, and I don't think so. I think
dark-skinned men can play evil. Dark-skinned men can play evil better than probably light-skinned men.
Well, but
I'm just making sure.
I tell you what, I see more, craziness come from, a lot of light-skinned men, but I don't think it's based on color with that. I've seen him use all types of skin color of black men, but unfortunately, these are, people get upset about it, but these are struggles that are in the black community. And so while people are tired of it, then be tired of the stories altogether in real life. And what can we do to change them? Because these are, while it may not be our story or your story for the viewer that's watching directly, these are stories that happen. And it's truly sad.
What are your thoughts on the story itself? This does seem like a story that has played out many times on screen before.
And again, I'm not going to sit here and act like this is just a phenomenon. This is the best movie ever. No, it was not. It is a very predictable storyline. And there are some parts that, if it happened the way it happened in real life, I'd be pissed about. For example, I do not understand why Megan let that man, when he showed up in the house, why didn't you go warn the guy upstairs?
This is why I want to
Why you didn't let him play your role, play sexy, and say, yeah, baby, go out to the car, get your clothes, get ready to come in. And then you go up there and warn the dude. You just set him up. So
let's discuss this, because this is where me and you had the conversation afterwards. So I do feel that Megan was out of line. For having this dude the same day she signed the paperwork of the divorce. She's been faithful all these years, not even looking at someone else's direction. The same day you signed the paperwork, just because your friend throw you a party and invite the dude that from, he lives an hour up the road, that you kind of been eyeing, she invites him that you take this man to your home and like y'all, end up having, do the do in your house that you just signed the paperwork less than 24 hours ago. Like, to me, for her to have gone that long without it, and I totally understand she was like, I'm trying to be me. I feel like, to me, she was out of line. So when the dude expected, oh, you signed that divorce paperwork too freely. Oh, you've been messing around on me. And this just coming from a man's perspective.
Or excuse for the husband and abuser in this movie. However, if this is a real life, if this happens in real life, which it does, I often worry about men who, and just their, in general, safety with involving themselves with new women or women that have past in general, because it happens a lot where new innocent men get themselves involved with these women and they got so many strings attached. And a lot of women do not tell men that they have somebody after them because they some parts, in some ways, are kind of using that man for their safety as well, but also putting that man in danger at the same time. And it's not fair. And there's lots of men that have lost their lives, whether it's their new love interests or even family members that have gotten killed because women do not inform and protect at the same time the person who they're using to give them safety and comfort. And it's so sad. I mean, I would encourage all men to like you shouldn't be going to a woman's home, period. You should have your own home. That woman needs to come to your home.
You go to a woman's home.
No, because why would you be going? This woman.
No, if a woman tells you, like, hey, because the dude knew of her pending divorce.
In this situation, like, he knew that she was involved with a lunatic. Why would you go over there to her house? And not only that, lay up with this lady at this house.
Because she changed the locks.
So I can't sit here and put it all on women for that, because men, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
So let me say that we just watched the Gen Kid TikTok guy who killed his wife and shot her, just a friend from what she says. And that dude knew nothing. He just went over to help the dude's wife out with a possible break-in. He got killed.
Yeah.
So again, do you feel like Megan might have rushed to bring this man to her house when she said, hey, you can use the guest room?
She totally took advantage of him, which again, that happens. Women do that, and it's so unfortunate.
But everything happened because of that. Like, everything that led up to the divorce was cool up until that dude being involved. Now it turned to a psycho movie. I mean, he was already psychotic, but he just wanted to get rid of her. But then it turned into him being overpossessive because of this dude.
That man.
No, I'm saying based on the story. No, based on the story
of that man, the new story guy showing up or not, he was an angry, traumatized person. He was messed up before Megan came to his life. He was messed up.
So what got him to the house at the very end? She had to use all that. He's better than you. He's more of a man than you.
Well, yeah, she
weaponized that
to lure him in
by weaponizing
she knew she had to do that to get him upset, to get his ass over there.
So she made a semi-crazy man fully crazy.
To provoke him to hit her so she could go and lay his ass across the table, which is necessary.
Does Megan have any fault in what happened after the divorce papers got signed? His leading up to his death, which probably happened within a couple of days.
And I'm never going to blame abuse caused by a man on a woman. She did not cause that man to want to attack her. He is a psychopath. And
so just to go back to the Jen Kidd movie, the guy on the stand, he said, I got led to killing my wife because she provoked me. That man said that his wife she could never have another man. Right. And then she brings another man, and mind you, he snuck and recorded that, but he ends up killing her because of another man.
Well, in Divorce in Black,
you're supposed to
Corey Hardick, who played Megan's husband in this movie, he asked for a divorce. He told her to get the F out of his car. He wanted her to
his
get
name is Dallas, right? In the movie?
Dallas. I'm sorry. Dallas. There it is. Dallas. Y'all forgive us.
Because we're giving real names.
Last night, and I forgot.
So
it's been a long day. Dallas, yes. And
the bell trains.
He asked for all of these things. And, I mean, completely, he was stalking her. He was extremely disrespectful. He was all at her job. I mean, he talked to her.
He was at her job to get her to sign the papers.
He's just a lunatic.
But then once she signed them, he felt that now she's been with another dude. What's the reason why
that man did not care about her as a person or a human being. That man wanted to control her, and he felt like he had ownership over her. He looked at her as his property. Nothing more. And he didn't even look at her as valuable property. He just knew that he felt like he owned her, and he could do whatever he wanted and have her whichever way he wanted to have her, whether she signed them papers or not. And that's where he had to get laid across the table because you doing too much.
So when I spoke to my sister earlier, she was saying the best friend is at fault for.
Oh God, that
was his friend, and You set up and let this new dude come to the house.
Friend
like what?
Pissed me off.
What side are you playing?
First of all, I don't even know why the friend was playing both sides like that too. Because this is now past. Forget the fact that they're your friend. Your friend is an abuser,
right?
Where do you stand in this as a man, and where you draw the line for even protection for you and your family?
Right.
You allowing this lunatic to pop up,
talk to your wife,
and your wife, or talk to your wife crazy, talk to this other clearly innocent woman crazy, and now put all of y'all lives in danger. If his wife should have been trying to, get some therapy for them just off of that alone, because she should have been questioning what type of man are you? Not even friend. What type of man are you that you are so deeply connected to this man? And of course, it came out in the end. Anytime a man or woman
he had the secrets he was holding
allows that type of it's trauma bonding. It's this trauma bonding and that type of relationship.
Does your wife know about Kelly?
To continue is because somebody had something on somebody. Because there's no reason that he should have allowed any communication with that man. There was no longer a friend, because that friend was not even respecting you, your house, your presence as a grown man. It should not have continued. It continued because that man lacked integrity himself. So,
I don't get how the friend invites, again, I know that's your wife and her, but you let this new dude come to your house on the day of the papers being signed. No, this dude is crazy. You know your friend is crazy, but yet you allow him. Then he pulls up to your house. I'd have been scared if he would have turned the car around and drove through the front doors because he's that crazy.
My heart goes out to guys, the innocent, more naive yet somewhat fearless guys, like the second love interest in this movie. I'm
his name
sorry.
is.
We have to do these right after the movie because I forget his name. But also, y'all gotta wake up, because no one tells y'all to do this. Stop popping up at these random women's houses, pulling up. You don't know what they got going on. You don't know what other crazy man is, still crazy over them. You're going to mess around and lose your life behind a woman that you really have no real ties to. And it's ridiculous. Like, and if you really...
I was surprised that he was fighting for it so hard. Like,
go to a public place, not to say this, these days stuff can happen anywhere, but take your time. You should not be in that woman's home so soon.
What's crazy is he chose not to mess with her in the back of the truck, which to me was a safer place.
Shoot, and similarly, that woman shouldn't even be in your house so soon, because that man is
could be following
that woman
everywhere,
and your
tracking her car.
Line. Luckily, you normally see that kind of stuff with women with children or men with children, that kind of stuff. But in any case, it don't matter when a man is, crazy behind somebody. This happens, this story, get on TikTok and you hear all these stories of stuff like this.
Now,
and it is just...
what's crazy is, and I'll circle back to that, but with Dallas going to, go after the man, he went to go kill all his animals. Now, I know you probably noticed this while you're watching it, but I did. How the hell all the animals are laying in one little barnyard picture where the cows and the dogs and the chickens is all in the one scene? I don't know animals got together like that and were able to be killed unless he killed them all and dragged them all to the...
I imagine I think it was some poison. So he must have he must have fed them or did something where he got them to eat or drink something.
To conjure in one area.
A man that'll go kill animals like that, it's really not looking good for you as a human being. You need to get on out of there.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I'm like the friend. What is going on here? What did you still even here? Like, why haven't you left this situation?
They still live in the same town. That's the problem.
But again, she later revealed, I guess, through what she wrote in her paper that the mom read, that there was abuse going on. And so they say, battered women, they start to feel protective even over their abusers. So I think that's what it was. And coupled with her saying, she wanted to make her mom proud and make sure she can stay married. And it's a lot of women like that with that mindset of wanting to
mind you,
stay in abuse just
so mind you, remember, this is
they're married and stuff.
She's a preacher's child.
Crazy.
She's a preacher's child, so she grew up in the church.
Yes.
This is her first dude. This is her first love. This is her first experience in love. So I think she's 37 in the movie. So she spent over 20 years with this one dude. And this is all she knows. So some women will probably just be like, there is nothing outside of this because this is all I know. And to even walk away from it without fighting goes against how my parents raised me to fight for marriage. Like, there's going to be bad days. So some of her bad days, probably her dad, like, I didn't mean bad days like that.
And that's unfortunate that women are left with that or stuck with that, because that's teaching a woman to deal with abuse, to live in a space and coincide with somebody who really hates you and is, clearly mean and evil to you. And that's not the way it should be. And I really hope that this movie, if anything, shows women that there's peace and happiness on the other side, because there's no reason, and she said it was more than just being the first that she knew. Because like she said, she almost had a situation where she was going to connect with this guy at another point, but she was more so set on the teachings amongst her parents and the word of God and wanting to be pleasing from that standpoint as a wife and longevity, even through abuse and unhappiness. And it's sad. It's truly sad.
So let me ask you, with the dude being in the house as the other dude came home, and the fight happens, again, it's Hollywood. For Megan Good to leave the dude in the house and say, I'm going to work, to leave the house and leave the dude there, how realistic is that? Because I'm like, this is your house and you're about to leave to go to work and leave me here telling me to lock the door before I head out.
That was set up because they needed a way to, have some go on. Because I would hope that in real life, nobody in their right mind, as even the man who knows that a woman is involved with a very recent lunatic, would even be in that situation. Because
once as a man, I beat him up for you because he attacked me. But to watch you drag him down the stairs and out the front door on the concrete, and to say, help me put him in the truck. I think, mind you, we've already dealt with this dude before, and his brothers, and his mama. We need to begin if you're going to say this is what black people do, black people get armed up quickly, saying, this man's crazy, I'm going to protect my life now. This is just what we own. Because the daddy had the right idea. The daddy's like, hey, I'm shooting. We ain't about to play this game. So let's go to the ending. You feel like Megan Good, she suffered, we don't know because we didn't see it, but she suffered a lot of abuse throughout their whole relationship.
We can only assume. They didn't even share the details of what was on the paper, kind of just generalized.
They just kind of cried.
So we can only assume based on how he talked to her, his body language, how angry he was with her, just his general unhappiness with himself and life. So
what are your thoughts when it comes to Megan Good being fed up to where it was the guy touching his mama and possibly hurting her father that made her want to finally do something about it versus all the other times of probably previous abuse? Because you feel like she could take it, but no, when you dish it to
because for her, it's like you've already took all of the joy out of my soul and body. And I know now that you don't love me, you've never loved me. And you actually, at this point, hate me because there's no way you would treat me like this if you love me. But my parents, who have shown me unconditional love, who encourage me every single moment of opportunity, who I know love me, it's one thing that you did this to me. And now my innocent, beautiful parents, who have also been there for you, or tried to at least, you harm them.
Yeah.
Because now you have no limit. You have no limit. And the limit is you shouldn't even put your hands on me, but you harm my daddy.
Yeah.
You shot my daddy? Your family shot my daddy?
Yeah, that's wild. Like
y'all been carrying on too much. Y'all done already drug a dead body at the casket.
Yeah,
it's
buried in the
time
front
to
yard.
sit all of y'all down. Because this family got some issues. You know.
So what are your thoughts about the daddy going over there to, like, he didn't use the gun, but he went over there to scare him? I'm like, why would you go to someone else's property with a gun and not be willing to use it?
It's unfortunate because, you can never really say how somebody should react.
Yeah.
I mean, hearing that you was already praying for your daughter, you was already praying for the entire situation, but to then learn that this man put his hands on your wife.
No.
Somebody
got to die.
That could make somebody snap. And now probably wasn't the best result. He's an older man, these people. But at that point, I'm pretty sure, this is the man of God. He's not thinking of that in that moment. He ready to die about it because you done lost your mind, period.
Yeah.
So, and then when she saw her dad be hurt, that's when she knew it was time to get active. It's time to get active because you almost took my daddy out of here. So now it's over for you.
So it is crazy for her to steal her new booze truck without telling him. I thought she had a death wish because she's gonna set him up, say, "Hey, I'm over here."
I knew what she was on.
I'm over here. I knew what she was on, but
you had to have a woman's mind.
But to be so. Do you not feel like the dude was might attempt to kill her, or you feel like he loved her so much that?
No, I never once thought he was going to do that. And it's like I told you, because he just wanted to control her and feel like he can
dictate.
Get her to do whatever he wanted her to do. She knew that. He was not going. He just wanted her to deal with whatever he was putting on the table. And so she knew he wasn't going to kill her.
I thought she had a death wish.
No, she didn't have a death wish. She had a plan.
Well, shit,
she had a plan and she executed
listen,
successfully.
When a man comes over and you're going to play into his sexual prowess and downplay it and put another man over it in his presence, you're dealing with a lunatic already.
And
when he pulled that gun out, I'm like, he could easily pull that trigger.
Himself right into it because
he broke in the upstairs window.
Have already, again, we can assume, abused her and been abusive. And so you just knocked her right on up, and guess what? Now she got grounds to go on and pop you.
No, but look how insecure he was. He broke into the upstairs window to catch her in bed with the dude. That's how worried he was about it. I'm gonna climb up this 2-story house, break in the upstairs window, then come walking down the stairs to catch you drinking wine. Like, he was very much wanting to catch old boy.
This man was out of there. I mean, let's talk about even just to him telling her
to walk.
Mama told him to kill his daddy. You cannot, and imagine learning that all these years later. She 20 years in, whatever. You said what now? And then she wake up the next day because baby, you just told me that I couldn't sleep all night. And then you gonna tell me basically like, don't worry about it, ain't nothing to talk about. No, sir. Sir, you just told me last night your mama told you to kill your daddy. You got to get on up out of here. You need to go down and check yourself in, seek help, talk to somebody. The whole family.
So why don't you think why didn't she just set up a bunch of Home Alone traps for when he got there, so he could kind of take himself out of there? Like put the iron in front of the door, maybe some marbles.
Then that'd have been premeditated murder.
You can't do
the goal was self-defense because she already knew
he
how
got the restraining order.
React.
Yeah.
She knew what he was going to do.
She called the cops. First.
Like
to say that he hit her.
Yeah.
She played it right.
And she knew from his history and behaviors that what he was going to do. And it was necessary because that family, there are really people like that in this world. They only thrive in chaos. Like, some people cannot function without drama, whether it's their own things that they cause or even being involved in somebody else or causing somebody else. Like the daddy said, what'd he say?
What did he say?
Like, misery loves company.
Oh yeah,
he told be their company.
Right.
So
there's a lot of good quotes in that movie. A lot of good quotes in that movie.
I mean,
so she killed him. She shot him. His dumb self took the bait, hit her, smacked her around, and then chose to charge at her while she had a shotgun in her hand. I don't know why he just didn't leave.
And for that family to try to say something at the end,
well, they weren't there. They don't know how it went down. So they can only assume that she just killed him cold blood.
I don't care. That mama knew her children were terrorists. She knows she's a terrorist and a psychopath, and she raised awful children. And they should have told her, you ain't got but one son left. You need to hold on to him because, ma'am, you have caused generational trauma. And it is so sad. And that's why, and there's all these podcasts and people be upset. But then that's why you have some fathers saying, they don't want their daughters to get involved with moms or people, sons from single mother households. And I don't think that that's every situation. Not at all.
Yeah.
But oftentimes in the Black community, there's so much trauma that comes from that.
Facts.
And this woman, and of course they didn't touch on her history or whatever.
Right.
But
they should.
Something happened here that got these kids, there's your life a struggle. They got so much pain.
I mean, they live in a trailer park.
Well,
so sometimes, this is like deep South Georgia.
Economy it's going to be we all at risk of living in a trailer park. That doesn't mean that you need to, where's your character? Where's your gratefulness
you gotta have a harder life.
Doesn't make you, a monster.
Misery loves company, as they stated.
That woman, and it's unfortunate because a lot of times the kids suffer from the trauma
of the
from
parents.
The ones before.
Yeah,
and
that's without question.
It's so unfortunate. It's just bad.
Let me ask you, what would you categorize this movie as? A drama, a thriller, a love story?
A tragedy.
A tragedy, man. Shakespearean. Dang.
A tragedy.
It's a tragedy. I said it should have came out.
Because I don't even see, this is not a love story. The guy that Megan ended up with, he talked about how he had, gone through a divorce and now he has this child, and I don't know, I guess he was still co-parenting with the wife.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's a lot of brokenness. And it's tragic, is what it is.
I feel like the first 8 minutes when they pull that body out, the casket, it should have been a comedy for me to take that serious, to say, oh, this is how we do. I would have went full Keenan Ivory Wayne's, a Wayne's brother parody movie with the way the first 8 minutes started off. The rest of the movie, yes, a tragedy. Star-crossed lovers, as you could say, but it's not a love story.
Without even ever seeing any previews, I had no idea what the movie was about. I can only assume from the title, Divorce and Black being related to death, darkness. I knew that it was going to be dark.
So the Divorce and Black title comes from when Megan Good says, when I leave this relationship, I want to be in the black and not the red, meaning that she doesn't want to leave this relationship with debt. She wants to leave with her head high, or, her emotionally, physically, monetarily. She wants to be in the positive versus the negative. So at least that's what I'm getting, because she actually mentioned that, like, when I leave this relationship, I want to be in the black, not the red. So I get the title, Divorce and Black, trying to leave a divorce on the upside of things.
I only assumed that on the title and had together that from that, but it was definitely a tragedy. It wasn't a lot of positive in there. No more than, holding on to the love and support that the mom and dad in the prayer they continue to give and provide her with, and seeing her overcome, at least get out of the situation. But geez, it's something to be said about all the struggle involved in Black relationships. And
you got to overcome a lot.
You
got to come over a lot.
Well, this happens in I don't know. I'm not in the community, so I don't know what they go through.
You got to overcome more.
But that is just, you have this beautiful woman trying to love on this broken man, and women cannot fix what's broke. You can't fix them. He was he was out of there.
Yeah.
He was out of there.
Now, so again, my only problems with the movie was
like the mama said, you can't just pray. You gotta do. You gotta act. You know. I mean, unfortunately, that's not enough when somebody is demonized.
Yeah.
You know, you can't suffer through that. You got to remove yourself from that because you're gonna be broken right along with them.
You know, again, my problems with the movie was old boy going home with Megan Good so soon after the divorce papers were signed, and them animals all together dead like that. That's my only problems with the movie. Other than that, I don't know why it got a 0. What would you grade the movie if you were to give it a 0 out of 10, I guess, or percentage wise out of 100?
And I don't know how movies are graded really, but I think that they should be graded based on different types of movies. This is like I said, I don't even know what Tyler Perry labeled this as, but it's definitely a black tragedy. And so I would say it was a 6, 7 out of 10. How do they rate movies? Is it?
It's whatever you say. If you say 6.7 out of 10,
the rating scale.
I'm giving you the rating scale 0 out of 10, or if you want to go out of 100, 67%.
What did Cisco and Ebro? Is that
they gave it a 0.
How did they used to rate?
2 thumbs down is what they gave it if it's a bad movie. One will give it a thumbs up, the other one will give it a thumbs down.
Well, that's
what would you give this one? If you go Cisco and Ebro, what would you give it?
I'm comparing it to all of our kind of black films. Maybe I am being a little generous, but I mean, I thought it was a good movie. It was a good.
Yeah. It ain't Tubi movie. It's not Tubi movie.
There was no bad wigs.
It's Lifetime at best.
Let me give credit where it's due. Corey Hardick did a phenomenal job.
When he threw the B word out there, I believed it.
That I felt like I need to pick up the phone and call Tia Mowry because she just went through a divorce with him, and it was so believable to me that I started thinking, damn, is he like this in real life? No wonder why my good sis had to go on and get rid of him. And then I'm not saying that he is that way in real life, but that's what it really crossed my mind. That was good acting. And even Megan Good, not too long ago, got divorced from her ex-husband, who was a pastor. So that's interesting that
I think Jonathan Majors would have did a better job than Corey. I can see that. I think he could play a disgruntled husband all day.
I can see that.
But Corey, he channeled his Ike Turner. I believed him as an abusive husband. I really believed it. When he got loud, I said, that's how black men get loud. When he used the B word, I felt like that's how black men would throw it at you. Hopefully it stings. And he had a little fro like Ike. So I was like, hey, he's getting it. And he had the gold tooth.
Well, that's the only thing that bothered me, though.
The fro?
It felt too much like you was watching What's Love Got to Do.
Oh, yeah, he was.
So for that, I can't really give it a lot on originality. It just was too similar. Almost like they said, go watch What's Love Got to Do with It, go study Ike Turner, and that's the type of energy I need you to give me. Yeah. So I really wasn't feeling that. I mean, give it a little bit of character change, just a slight different something, but I mean, he did good, I guess, from, making it somewhat believable, but
yeah, okay. So what grade you give it?
I said a 6 to 7 out of 10.
6 or 7 out of 10. No. I think if I'm giving it out of 10, I'll give it
Now, listen. Now, let's be clear.
I'll give it 6.5.
If we putting this, when you have to really think about great movies out here and you think about Marvel movies and things like that. I know, but
you grading on black movies?
That's what I said. I'm comparing it to other kind of black films. If we're rating it at the complete level of all movies out here, I mean, come on. It's
I give it. I still give it a 6.
Black movie.
Is it above average? If it's above a 5, it's above average. Or are you saying it's average?
I mean, if we're talking about again, I know I'm not doing this on the right normal movie rate scale because I'm thinking about black films.
No, just think about for
black
you.
films that are made.
Is it above average?
Average when you look at
just some of the other
foolishness
the
going on Tubi.
Yeah. Megan Good did great acting. Corey Hardick did great acting. The whole cast was great. The father, the mother, the supporting cast, the mama. It was shot well. I'm like, how do you hate a movie that, even if it's the same similar story, that the acting, they could sell it? We were involved in the whole movie. It didn't put me to sleep. I sat here, I stayed, I watched. It was late.
Mm-hmm.
So I give it above average. I give it 6.5.
It definitely kept my attention. I mean, I thought it was a good movie to watch. I think it was, I will say I would like to see Tyler Perry go out of this realm of the Black world a little bit. And I won't say Black world because I appreciate him in the Black world.
Yeah, you want to see him make an Indian movie?
But just something else more inspiring, show a different side of things that are positive.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see Tyler work with like a Will Smith for action. Work with a Martin Lawrence for kind of. I want him to go bigger. I give him credit for putting on these no-name people. I give him so much credit, but I think he's such an established director. I'm like, is he scared to work with bigger names? Like, can he do a blockbuster movie with Will Smith? Can he get Samuel Jackson in a role that we would love to see?
Because his stories seem to trend
in the Lifetime section
in a similar way. I do think that if he's going to continue that style, he's going to need to add some unknown and new faces. He's going to have to get some new people in there because it gets harder when you see the same Black actors and actresses, which I understand that's their role in their profession, but you have to switch it up for these stories to become believable because we live in a world of social media now, which back in the day when regular people like us, we were not connected in any way to the personal lives or didn't even really know these celebrities, on a day-to-day. And so it gets harder to believe and you see the same faces because we see these people on social media. We know some of their business that they put out there.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to get new people.
I don't know. I believe in getting good actors, and I'm thankful that he's putting no-name people out there. But I do think his movies could be elevated. By getting better actors.
You can have the same actor, or actress, and faces out there for extremely incredible actors because they're that good, but some of these people, we appreciate them and we respect them and their work, but yet some of them are just not on that level. And so they kind of tend to be in the same type of roles, because they're limited with their skills. Unfortunately, I mean, that's just the truth.
Well, okay, well.
But hey, you guys, I do definitely think watch Divorce in Black. Please support. I thought it was a good movie. Some disagree.
0% on Rotten Tomatoes. We're trying to save y'all.
And again, maybe I'm being generous to just being appreciative that there's a Black film out and available for us all to watch.
It's better than zero
because we don't,
Zero is wild.
Some of this stuff that we've been seeing worthy of even being labeled a movie. So.
Right.
Some of this stuff is so bad.
Zero is wild, just in general.
I can't help but get excited about a Marvel movie coming out because some of this stuff, I used to not be a fan of delusional people living in delusion, but I'd rather live in delusion to be inspired and happy than seeing stuff that's just so sad and depressing all the time.
There you go. All right, well, there you go. Divorce in Black, 6.5.
Yeah, comment down below and tell us what you think.
Yeah, we can't have a review longer than a movie. So we're gonna end it here.